So imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning and the industry you built your job around no longer needs you. Not because you failed, but because a machine can now do it faster, cheaper, and at scale. What would you lose? Your income? Yes, but something else too. Because in North America, when we meet someone new, we don't introduce ourselves by what we love or what we care about or who we are. Our introductions are all about what we do for a living. Okay, for example, I introduce myself like, hi, I'm Mickey. I lead Adapt Lab, a community where we learn about how AI impacts our lives and how we can use AI in business to make ourselves better. So it's expected. Automatic, name, job, and done. But what if that sentence stops working? So we are living right now through a moment of rapid technological change. So a few years ago, artificial intelligence, AI, was a chatbot that couldn't quite answer your question. You would put something in, look at the response and go, not quite right, and then just move on. But then it passed the bar exam. Then it started writing code, designing logos, drafting contracts. And now there are robots that can sort your warehouse, flip your burgers, and navigate a hospital corridor. And that escalation happened faster than almost anyone predicted. And every one of those steps displaced something a person used to get paid to do. So I do not know what happens next. And I am really wary of predictions about what work and jobs look like 10 years from now. We may be entering a period of an exponential pace of change where change outruns our ability to predict what's happening next. When it outruns the ability of anyone, no matter how expert, to forecast how work will change. But I do know this, work is changing and it's changing fast. And that raises a bigger question than which jobs will disappear or which industries will grow. It raises a question about identity. So I have a daughter in her final year of high school and a son in college. And in my work day to day, I spend a lot of time teaching people how to adapt to AI and to change. I talk about AI tools and skills. I talk about resilience and I talk about change. But if I'm really completely honest, I don't know exactly how to advise my own children about their careers. And I'm not sure anyone who's 100% honest truly knows. So that realization really unsettled me a bit at first. Not because I promised them a perfectly mapped out career path, but because our culture has always had one. The default script has been simple, reassuring. You go to school, you choose something stable, you build a career, you work hard, you retire, and then you enjoy your life. But what if that system isn't permanent? What if it's just one relatively short phase in our human history? So for many of us, work isn't the only thing that defines us. We're parents, partners, travelers, caregivers, creators, artists, and yet work still carries a certain weight. It's still the shorthand we use to signal status, value, and contribution. And whether you're in the middle of a career, just starting one, or on the other side in retirement, this question really does touch all of us. If your job disappeared tomorrow permanently, how much would it shake your sense of self? So not how would you pay the mortgage, although that is a real and serious concern. But underneath that, who would you be? If the title fell away, what part of your identity would feel unsettled? So this is not just a technology question, it's an existential one. And if AI and automation reduce the need for human labor, even partially, we're forced to separate identity from employment, not because it's trendy, but because it's necessary. And if that sounds scary, I mean, it is scary, but it could also be really freeing. What if we've spent decades compressing who we are into something that fits on a little business card, and now we're being asked to expand? So I don't know if mass unemployment is coming. Nobody does. But here's what I do know. Even the possibility of that is enough. Even that uncertainty is enough. Because if there's a real chance the work you've built your life around could shrink or shift or disappear completely, then the question of who you are without it stops being philosophical. It becomes urgent. So when I talk to my kids about the future, I find myself focusing less on specific careers and more on skills. Can you learn? Can you adapt? Can you collaborate? Can you think critically and communicate well? Can you stay curious when the ground beneath you is shifting? So let's try this. The next time you introduce yourself in a safe and supportive environment, experiment. Don't lead with your job. And if you're retired and still reaching out for that, you might want to consider that as well. So give your name and then say something fundamental about yourself. Hi, I'm Mickey. I enjoy solving problems. Or I'm someone who's learning about the future. And notice how that feels. Notice how it changes the conversation. Because whether AI reshapes the economy dramatically or gradually, we can begin shaping our identities right now. So the future of work may be uncertain, but the future of who you are, that was never the machine's to take. It was always yours to figure out.